This next video we're going to talk about how to manage customers on the back end. How you can add a customer, edit a customer, or delete a customer through the back end of Enterprise. At the top right hand corner we're going to be at the top level organization. And from the home page we're going to click on Customer, Customer, and Manage Customer. There are two tabs on the screen in the Manage Customer screen, the Customer tab and the Purchase History tab. Customer tab has all of the information for that customer, name, phone number, address, email, etc. And you have the Purchase History where you can see their purchase history. If you're trying to look up an existing customer, you can use the quick lookup. You can click on the magnifying glass icon, click on the lookup button, or type in the account number if you know it. If you don't know it, we can just click on the lookup. You can look a customer up by many ways. There's the last name, first name, account number, address, city, state, zip, and email. You can also use the % as a wildcard character in any of the lookup fields, or you can combine any of these items to narrow down your search. If you are adding a customer for the first time, you're going to go to the right of account number, where the blue line is. The blue line means it's a required field where you have to type the information in. Here you're going to type in the account number. We have always recommended using the phone number, so area code and phone number for the account number. If you don't want to use the phone number, you can use this auto generate number, and we will generate a number for you. If you want to go the phone number route, you can put the area code and phone number. Normally no dashes, slashes, or spaces. The next part is the title. If you want to put a title, you can. If not, you can leave that blank. And then it comes to the first name, and you can type in the first name. You have the middle initial. It's also optional. The last name. You can also choose by the drop down junior, senior, or second, or just leave it blank. And you'll now notice with the full name it types in the full name once you put the first name, middle initial, and last name. If you wanted to put a gender, you could choose male or female or none. The AR post to is only used if you use accounts receivable. And also the frequent buyer program. If you use a frequent buyer program, you can choose that. You can select whether this address is going to be a mailing address or a billing address. You can have both. And then you can type in the address. Once I hit tab after the city and state, I could type in the zip code and I can choose the lookup, and that will fill in my city and state automatically. We have a zip code locator software that automatically just fills that in. If you want to type in the country, you can. Otherwise, you can leave that blank. You can put in the email address. You could also put in an additional phone number. So at the top, if you use their main phone number, you could put a cell phone number, or if you use the generate auto number where you don't type in the phone number at the top, you could type in their phone number here on this field. You could put any comments that you want to put in under the comment text box. There is a credit limit if you want to assign a credit limit to them, a charge balance if you use house charges and accounts receivable, a store credit balance. So once they have any kind of balances from the point of sale, whether it's house charge balances or store credit balances, you're going to see those here automatically. But here you can manage this here as well. You'll see the frequent buyer quantity and frequent buyer amount and reward if you have a frequent buyer program in place. If they are a tax exempt customer, you can check the tax exempt box. If they have a tax exempt ID, you can type that ID in. And you can also put in a birth date to keep track of their birth date. We also have the alert text box. If you type in an alert message, this message will always come up whenever you bring this customer up on the screen, whether it's at the point of sale or on the back end. Then at the top right, if you have created any custom entries, whether they're optional or required, they will be listed up here. If you want to create custom entries for the customer, that is located in a different area in Enterprise. Custom attributes would be like any custom entries that you want to type in specific text. You have parent relationships, and then you also have child relationships, where if this is the main account, Mrs. Jane Walker, and I want to add children or anybody on my account, this is where I could add those people onto my account and their birth dates. Once I have all the information that I want on this account, I can either click on Save or Save and Clear. Save might be if I have a mailing address, but I also have a billing address that I want to put in. I could click on Save, and then I could change it to the billing address, type in the billing address, and click on Save and Clear. I'm just going to click on Save and Clear, and that saves my account number. So let's say that this customer changes their phone number, so I need to change their account number. So I could pull up that customer on the quick lookup, you'll see since I put that alert message that comes up on the screen. And now I could easily go to the Edit button, click on Edit to the right of account number, and now I can change the phone number. And I can save. That will transfer all of their purchase history from the old number to the new number. It'll get rid of the old number and keep that new number. And then if for some reason I wanted to delete an account number, I could pull up that account number either by typing the account number in or looking them up. So I could look them up by last name. And I could also put in the first name and look up. That brings up any of my Jane Walkers. Since I only have one in there, it'll automatically bring this customer up on the screen. Then if I want to delete that customer, I can just click on Delete button, and that'll delete them. So that is how the Manage Customer screen works on the back end of Rick's Enterprise.